see I'm coming. It's looking good there. I'm trying to clear my throat. Yeah, good luck with that. Oh, it's 7 o'clock, brother. OMG. It's 7 o'clock. You know what that means? That means the Madjef Music Show, after days and days and miles of preparation, is ready to unleash itself upon you and the world with our exciting guest that we will divulge in just a minute. Anyways, welcome to the show. Like I said, it's been a busy week for me. I don't know about you, but man, there's always something new and exciting in my world, and I'm that guy right there. You don't have to applaud for me. Unless you absolutely want to. You can't hold yourself. If you can't control yourself, go ahead and applaud. I ain't going to stop you. Ain't nothing wrong with a little applause. So my mother used to always say. Anyways, welcome to the Madjef Music Show. I want to walk you through a couple things that go on here. First of all, I know you're up there, and that's where I'm trying to communicate to you most of the time when I need to be sincere. Ask you for money or whatever, donations. You know, I'm kidding. But when I need to see you, I will look there to make a point. But mostly I'm looking here because this is where my whole interface is. And I'm a one-man show with a bunch of things going on. If you don't believe me, let me give you some views to take a look at real quick right here, right? Here's one, for example, my overhead view. You can see I got a bunch of things happening for programming and for music and keyboards and monitors. It's just insane. That's just me from the back over there to give you a different view of what's happening over here. And, you don't have to like this stuff, but it's hard work to put all this stuff together. You know what I'm saying? It really is. Anyway, here's another view. This one shows you my guitar and stuff like that I got going on over there. But yeah, mainly, my studio is a place where, I get to get in, get loose, and do stuff. And now because of COVID, I have cameras because guess what? Amazon comes right to your door, man. But enough about me. Enough about me and all my camera angles. I know you're saying, you got all them camera angles. Enough about that. Let's talk about this. I got a guest today. Man, this guy, he's really dope. He's one of them guys, man, he's esteemed. He's been around for a minute. He's played with Chaka Khan and Maceo Parker, and he recorded with Prince. Not many people say they can say that they've recorded with Prince. So that's kind of one of the amazing things about this guest. In addition to that, he's been in the business for longer than a lot of us have been around, and he's still working it, man. He's still making it happen. And with all respect, man, you have to welcome this guy into the house because when he comes and he brings the funkiest sax you ever heard. And I kid you not, ladies and gentlemen. Let's bring our guest to the stage. Walt, the Phunky Saxman Chancellor. What's good, Walt? How you doing, my brother? Talk to me.
I'm doing good, brother.
Look at us on a split cam, Walt, after all these years, man. So welcome to the Madjef Music Show. It is about like...
Thanks for having me, bro.
Yo, man, pleasure, bro, because we go so way back. I don't even remember when we met, but I do remember we had many conversations over steak and wine at like J.D. Hoyt's and places like that in Minneapolis. And it was always like a situation where, whatever was going on, I knew that if Walt called me or I reached out to Walt, when we got together, it was going to be a nice meal taking place. Whatever was happening, the bread breaking was serious, bro.
Always. Because one thing we have both in common, we love good food.
Definitely, man.
And we like good music.
Yeah. The music is
and
key.
everything that's good after that.
Without question, man. Without question. And speaking of music, man, and Minneapolis and food, I know that's one of your favorite things, man. People don't know about you, is that you've done all these recordings, you've played with all these folks, man. You've done a lot of live gigs over the years, bro. And like I said, not many people can ever claim to have been in the studio with Prince, and a lot of guys would love to be able to say that. So you've had that experience amongst many others. In addition to that, you've been an educator, man. But before you top on those experiences of what it's been like to be successful and working as a successful producer, musician, and so forth in the industry, what was it like to teach those kids for all those years? Because I know you taught at IPR, the Institute of Production and Recording, for what, 20 years? In addition to having a career? Oh, I lost your mic there, bro. You mute yourself? There we go. Hold on. I lost your mic, Walt. Can you hear me? Because I cannot hear you. Stand by. Stand by, folks. In the meantime, in the between time, I still can't hear you, brother. We lost our man. But here's a young Walt Chancellor, a youngster in the military right there. Lost your volume though, son. We're gonna give Walter a chance to call us back in. In the meantime, that's a young Walter right there in the service. Anyway, welcome back to the Madjef Music Show. And I'm gonna tell you something, man. One of the most difficult parts of this whole process is getting all of this software and everything else to work together. It's not an easy process, and I appreciate anybody that supports me and tunes in and says, hey, what's up, John KLT? Hey, man, I'm so glad that you could tune in to my show. Right now, I'm waiting on my guest to give me a call back, and he just chimed me in. Let's see if I can get him back in here. Hey, Walt. Hey, Walty. Oh, my goodness. We had such working audio. Walt's been a gentleman all day long. Walt did tests with me all day long today. And now suddenly we can't get my man on air. I don't understand it. This technology is a beast. But anyway, like I mentioned about Walt, this young man has played with Prince, and he's worked with Chaka Khan, so many of the artists that I know and admire. In addition to that, he's been a constant touring musician. He's a local-based musician who moved there, kind of after the Purple Rain thing, like a lot of guys did. He's been a stalwart in that community ever since, and that's Walter Chancellor. He's also got a couple singles out right now. He's got this new joint called Steppin' Out. He's blowing that horn, that saxophone in a way that is quite tremendous. So for those of you just tuning in, Walter is in my green room, and if I hit this button, he will pop up on screen. Only problem is Walter and I are having a hard time talking to one another right now, unfortunately. It says that the guest has muted himself, and if there's anything you can do on your end, Walt, do it now. Otherwise, you're just going to have folks listening to my stuff over here, listening to me talk about me, and I don't think they want to do that, bro. But anyways, in the meantime, I'm on social media at a couple different places. You can get me here and there. I'm going to wait for my man to call back in, because we do want to hear his story. This is live TV, and it's all good. It's all good. Live TV, you get me there. Hey, I got some sample CDs. You can get these in various places, mostly on my Shopify store and so forth. I got some books that I've written, help you get some guidance in this music industry and so forth. And my man is calling back again, so we're going to keep it moving. And not let the stove stop. The stove stop. Not let the stove stop. Yeah, that's one of those that you can't even fix, so you don't even bother to try. So let's see if we can get my man back in here real quick. Walter, talk to me. Walt, say some words to me. I hear some movement. Ace in the place. Yeah. I'm so glad. I don't know what's going on, man. Listen, there's one thing I don't question anymore is what goes into making a live stream happen. It is a lot of work, my man. It's a lot of work. But all I was doing was kind of filling people in on, who you've been in the community in Minneapolis, and I find that significant because you came up there years ago, and you were in that community, not only as a player and a musician that people knew and saw around doing gigs, but you taught those kids for all those years, and I taught there for a brief period of time, and I admired.
I remember that.
I admired that you could hang in there as long as you did and teach, and I thought that was pretty remarkable. How was that for you, man? I know you retired doing that from that school. How was that?
Well, it was a little come see, come saw. I always like to be able to do what I want to do, but at the same time, I like to serve. And with the students, that was great.
That's awesome, man. That's one of the things that I enjoyed about the time I spent there too, because the politics and so forth come about, and it changes the dynamic a little bit. But the kids, reaching the kids was a lot of fun. And even now, in the work that I'm doing with ESPN and in the colleges, I'm finding that to be a whole lot of fun as well. We got some people popping in and checking us out. There's Craig David. What's up, Craig? What's up? Somebody's hollering at you,
Craig
Mike.
D, Craig D.
What's up? We appreciate the love, man.
That's my boy up in Chicago.
That's all right. Chi-Town in the house. Chi-Town in the house. So without question, man. So tell us some more, Walt. Man, you are not a big city guy by any means. And what made you move to that snowy, cold, icy cold place that is Minneapolis in those years? I think it's warmed up in recent years, but in them years, bruh,
Oh.
snow was like here.
It's been cool. And the thing for me is just that I had uh, uh, I had a goal to come up here, and I'm hearing myself twice here. So trying to speak in between, you might be hearing me speaking in real time. But it was a great move for me. I wanted to come here and get in this music scene and become part of it. And so what happened for me is just that I had doubts from leaving a previous job in Des Moines, Iowa, and came here and fell in with some connections. Kirk Johnson was the person that introduced me to Prince, and that's where things took off for me. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Now, Kirk is better known as the solid foot in the NPG, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see if I have a picture somewhere of young Kurt here. I think I got him somewhere here in one of these lineups. One of these various lineups I've seen around. Hold on, Walt. We got Kurt in there somewhere, don't we? With the top hat?
Nope.
That ain't Kurt?
Right? Nope.
No?
To the right of him.
I see brothers looking a lot. Oh, there's Kurt right there with the pinstripes on. There we go.
Exactly.
The buff brother right there. That's Kurt. Yeah, Kurt, man, seen him hitting them drums, man, in various places too around town. And he's one of those cats that, man, some of them dudes in this picture right here, though, bro. This is Minneapolis right here, though. This, people need to know, bro. This is why I'm trying to do this, Walt. Look at this picture alone. You got Morris Hayes in this picture, right? You got Andre. You got
Tommy Barbarella.
You got Tommy Barbarella. You got who the guy to the left of Tommy with the afro?
That's Sonny. Sonny Thompson.
Look at Sonny. Look at Sonny, man. Look, Sonny. Ooh, boy, let me just tell you.
Sonny was in my band when I
Bad man.
did the hydroponic jazz record, and he played at my it was at my CD release at the Southern Theater, and man, that bass was pumping through that theater.
It's so bad. You know, I had
all those cats, all those cats in that picture.
They can play.
I played with them. They was playing before I got here, and they'll still be playing after I leave here or while I'm still here.
Some bad guys, man. You know, we were in opposite camps because I was in the flight time camp, as you know. But when I had a solo project going on, bro, there was multiple times I had both Tommy and Sonny on sessions in the crib on multiple occasions, man. I can say that live, and they can confirm it when they come on the show. But we was in that basement hitting, man, because I had that little Pro Tools studio down there when it was brand new. The concept was brand new. And look, man, we did a lot of stuff down there. And it was just easy with them guys. They just came in, plugged in their instruments, bro. And when they started hitting, you just got what you wanted. It was never like, oh, but could you play it in key, or could you do this, or could you do that? None of that existed with these dudes, bro. They came in, hit, and then got up and were like, peace, and went on to the next thing, the live gig later that night downtown at the Fine Line. You know, another dude is Chance Howard. You know Chance, too. You know, Beast.
Oh, yeah. Chance was the first cat I played with when I came into town.
You know, if the thing is, you arrive in Minneapolis in 1988, 7, 6, right after the Purple
7.
Rain. Whenever that happens, and you get off the bus and you arrive in this town and you come with your chops and your axe on your back or whatever in your carry case and you roll up in this piece, when you go into a jam session with these Minneapolis dudes, bro, they was cutting heads off in the room. Like, solo. I'm thinking, I'm looking at
Yes.
dudes like, bro, how did you learn to solo like that? Because they all had that influence. They had that mighty, strong, sparkling
Right.
influence by the name of Prince, rest in peace, up there. Kicked off a whole generation
Amen.
of stuff. But Walt, so Minneapolis, man, we was out there in the cold. We was trying to make it. You was going back and forth to Chanhassen out there to the Paisley Park and stuff like that. It was a wild time, man. But one of the most unique things about that whole period of time and all these great cats is that you could go out to Paisley. You can get that invite to go out to Paisley, and you'd be out there in the middle of the night just dancing around the club, hoping to maybe bump elbows with somebody or whatever. And all of a sudden, boy, that stage light would hit, and this man would have his full band up there at 3 a.m. hitting like it was noon.
Oh yeah, all day long.
Just amazing. So to be a part of that whole thing and see that whole thing with my own eyes, it has been a joy. So I really want to talk to a lot of these guys to kind of get their perspectives on it and stuff like that. But well, so I know you like to cook, man, because what's on your grill? I know you got something either coming up tonight or tomorrow. You're probably out of time for the night because I've been on your case all day. But what's coming up? What's on the menu, man? Talk to me about the food. I know something's coming.
Well, the first thing, unfortunately, somebody snatched my grill on Thanksgiving.
No,
Yeah, that grill's been sitting there for 30 years.
bruh.
And all of a sudden it came up missing, and I was like, what? So the next one I get, I'm chaining it down.
Well, you know what the truth is,
But
Walter, you can't even really hate on a guy that steals your grill on Thanksgiving, bro. Can you?
no, no.
Can't.
And I was like, whatever and whoever needed that, I hope that turkey fed the family well.
Exactly. That was a desperation move right there. So I'll be like, all right,
Exactly.
I'm gonna chalk that one up. But anyways, man, I know you. In addition to, I know you like to get out and barbecue and stuff like that. Like I said, we had some fine meals together and stuff in Minneapolis. Those are the fond memories I have of Minneapolis. Is when I wasn't in the studio and I had an opportunity to chop it up with you and some of the other cats like Jackie Robinson. And speaking of Jackie, he was the guy that introduced me to a lot of the cats that I knew from the Prince camp when I was on the Jam and Lewis side. And one of the cats was you, and some other cats. He just kind of put me right in the mix with Jerry Hubbard and Morris and a bunch of other cats like that. And but I mostly remember that when he started, he had always told me when he starts the school, he wanted to start a production school. And when he did it, he was going to reach out to me. And sure enough, as my status started to grow, this plan with this school was happening. Next thing you know, he had a building and everything, and he was putting SSLs in that bad boy,
Right.
and Pro Tools consoles. And I was like, what? And that was a beautiful thing to see that happen. And a lot of kids went through that program, and a lot of kids today, ironically. That I still work with and talk to today. You remember Jake? Young blonde Jake? He goes by Void Sloth on social
Oh
media.
yeah.
That little dude, man. He was a sharp student. And he's a sharp engineer. And I look at his gear pictures and stuff like that, and I see that he's a student of the technology. And if there are people in Minneapolis that are looking to record, that's the kind of guy you want to record with because he learned from old guys like us, for one thing, and then he's got the gear and he's got the chops and the desire. You're gonna get quality work. Because things have changed a lot in the technology in terms of how productions are put together today, if you ask me. Cause,
No, you're mentioning Jack.
oh, Jake
What
Wagner.
Jack did for me
Oh, yeah, Jake Wagner was the
was
guy I was thinking. I'm sorry, go ahead.
no, Jack was like, hey man, you need to put out your own record. You need to have your own gear. You need to have a setup where you can work when you need to work and get things done. So I bought $5,000 worth of equipment and had to learn it all at once. And then it was like thrown right in the middle of the mix of something I didn't know about at all.
Well,
Nothing.
ain't that how it goes though? I mean, you typically when you get that opportunity, it's like preparation has to meet the opportunity, right? You. I know I spend a lot of time doing stuff like, and I just find myself in a groove. Like I'm getting really good at it too. I don't even know at the time why I'm doing it. But on down the line, an opportunity presents itself, and somebody says, can you fit that circle into that square?" And I go, "I got lots of practice with that."
Right.
And it goes
Let
right,
me say,
and it lines up.
excuse me. Let me say something about you. You've worked with Jimmy and Terry throughout the years. You've worked with a lot of people. Come on, let me hear it. Let me hear it.
Oh my goodness, man! Come on, I'll give you this. They can applaud if they want to, but no, I mean, there's been a long list of people, but there was, a lot of it was affiliated through Jam and Lewis. I focused my time and energies in that camp, working primarily with those guys with Perspective Records in the '90s to make it as hot as we possibly could, and we had a great run of success there. It lended itself to a lot of other projects and opportunities, countless ones, to be honest. But the most joy that I've had, obviously, is going independent and having a chance to work all over the world and stuff like that in studios like Abbey Road and places like that, and just, recording in St. Bart's. I worked with a guy, Jeet Zing from the Sings, who loved this group. I mean, they hired me for 3 weeks to fly out to St. Bart's and live on a hillside in a cabana overlooking a new beach for 3 weeks to record a record with them. And, so opportunities like that, you just never fathom are going to happen, because I remember a time when I just wanted to be able to, have an opportunity to record a record and be paid to do it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, one day somebody's going to pay me to do this, but man, there was a lot of hard work that went into it. So it's important to me, Walt, to have guys like you on it. I've had a long career in this business and so forth, because there are young people reaching out to me all the time. I get emails, I get questions. People are saying, what does it take to be? How do you be like? First of all, bro, you don't want to be like me, because this is all scars. This is all bandaged together meat and flesh right here, my man. This is hard right here to be this. Okay, so you don't want to be this, but maybe you can learn a couple things from guys like Walt and guys like me about the work ethic that goes into getting to this point in your career where you can actually collect. I mean, like musicians, Social Security or something like that, right? Remember those union deals, bro? You can actually collect something, Walt.
Hold up. Okay, can you hear me?
I hear you loud and clear. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay. Something's going on with the screen.
Uh-oh. Well, in the meantime, if you want to just
work
on that, I'll dial in over here real quick and let my folks know that, if you want to get a hold of me on social media, there's other ways that you can get a hold of me. One of them is like through my various Instagram, Twitter, Facebook pages and stuff like that. Trying to take the streaming thing to the next level.
There we go.
Hey, Walt is back. Hold on, Walt. So here's some of my CDs that I've done. Some of the material that I have available that you can purchase on my Shopify store and so forth. I'm not distracted, because nothing distracts me. Anyway, here's some books that I've written. You can find these on Amazon.com. Some ebooks that you can download and purchase at reasonable cost and so forth and so. All they got to do now is run the blender in the kitchen, and I will literally gonna blow up. I'm just playing. Hey, but people, this is how you can get me, and that's who I am. Again, this is me. I'm this guy right here. You know me. It's hard out here. Let's get Walt back in there. Walt, I think, has worked through his difficulties. We've got a few more minutes on our call. I just want to finish up with Walt real quick, so let's get Walt back in the set. What's going on, Walt? How you doing? You good? Hey, Walt. Walter. Man, I tell you, it's been a fun visit with Mr. Chandler, but I tell you what, I think we need to establish some sort of future protocols that allow us to not have issues with audio, but that seems impractical and impossible. So, in the meantime, all we're going to do is try to perfect this process a little bit more, bring you some more updates. Hey, well, I was about to sign off, Walt. Oh, he said, put my sofa. So, yeah, Walt is calling me back again. So I'm trying to get offline because obviously we're having some technical difficulties. But Walt is back. Let's see if we can get Walt back in here one more time. Hold on. Stop the music. Mr. Chancellor, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, we got Walt Chancellor back in the studio. Rod Chancellor said, "What's up, Walt?"
Oh, that's my brother.
Man, what's up, bro?
What's up, brother
There
man?
you go. And yes, sir, Mr. Davis, I certainly will do that as well. I'll put up my information here shortly as well. But Walt, I just wanted to wrap up with you, man, because it's been a long day and a long process, and I'm really trying to get this thing, build this thing, and get this to where. I mean, we've had some discussions. You know my heart. You know where I come from, and how I do this thing, man. And my goal,
Absolutely.
my true nature is to really try to help these young people learn a little bit of something from us. And it's one thing when you got if you're a behind the scenes guy, nobody knows who you are. After that fades, guess what? You still got to make a living for yourself, and if nobody knows who you are, how do you make a living, right? But even with COVID, you're even further behind the scenes because nobody's actually doing anything. So the only people that are resting on success are the ones that had success when it was hot. Now ain't nobody having no success. They're down here. The people below them, bro, where they at? They disappearing. So we're gonna try to avoid letting that happen, man. So this is how I'm gonna reach out to everybody. So do me a favor, pass my number on to Kirk. Kirk, if you listen, I want you to reach out to me because I want you to be on the show. I want Tommy. I want Son. I really want to talk to Sonny because Sonny has played on probably a million recordings. I bet all over the world.
Oh, everybody.
He's a bad dude, man. He's a bad dude. But man, real quick, tell me about Candy Dolfer. Didn't you play? You played with Candy quite a bit as well, didn't you?
Well, not quite as bit, but she sat in with her down at the club called Jasmine's. She came down. Prince actually brought her down.
Okay.
And he brought
Yeah, I remember that.
Maceo Parker. He brought Larry Graham. They all came down all at the same time. And Prince got on stage with us at the same time.
Yeah.
It was crazy. That band I put together called Conversation Piece with Kurt Johnson, myself, Chance Howard, Todd Burrell. We had George Scott in the band, myself. We played every Wednesday there. Nice. Prince would come down at least 3-4 times a month. Sometimes he would come like every week for a month, and he would sit in. And as soon as Kirk would get a message, say, "Hey, Prince is gonna come sit in with us." So then what we would have to do is like really,
yeah, definitely
put it up, put the music
right.
on point. And there were times Prince would come down, he'd throw $100 bills at us, and
that's crazy.
it's crazy.
Well, what about your new single though, bro? What about the stuff you're doing now?
But yeah, Candy was down there with us, and Maceo Parker. That was an honor.
Okay. Hey Walt, so I'm listening. So I'm listening earlier today at some of the stuff that your new stuff. I mean, you are a funky sax player, man. You're known as the Phunky Saxman, and everybody knows that you be like that baritone. You can get that thing barking. I've heard you do it like a dog, like barking low, right? But you kind of switch gears, and you like this smoothed out cat now, bro. Like this stuff is so smooth, man. It's just the stepping out single. Bro, that is so smooth, like on the Kurt Whalum, David Sanborn kind of tip, man. I'm loving that. So tell me about that.
Well, those are the cats that I learned from. And, we always borrow, and sometimes we steal. Because we all had to start listening to somebody. So we have to feed off something. Because you're not just born in this world with not knowing. And then knowing, you learn.
Right.
So,
right, without question. So your new singles is charting, man. I see stuff like charting, and I'm saying, it's about time that people notice. So I'm always rooting for that, man. And
thank you, brother.
As somebody was saying, I want to post this comment. Well, I'm not sure who that's for. I think that's for you, maybe. Turn the speaker off on a computer. Somebody's tech savvy. If you are tech savvy, young Carla, you need to get with me on the down, and we can figure out how to not have any issues with any of these live streams. That'd be awesome for me. So anybody can help me, please reach out and let me know. You can help me, and that'd be awesome. You help me, help him. We helping each other. It's love. It's love, and I can be silly with this, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because this ain't nothing but a party. Oh, did you hear that sound effect? Because here's the deal. The other day I did a whole show, my first show, and I did it without sound effects. But today, without questioning, I know you know this. We definitely all the way live, Walt. With Walt on the show, we definitely all the way live. So, stole a couple samples and so forth. Got a couple different looks for you people. But man, it's simple. I'm Jeff Taylor. This is the Madjef Music Show. I'm running the show, pressing all the buttons. and I'm exhausted from the experience of trying to bring you quality guests and so forth. But I'm gonna keep doing it, you know, and nothing. It can only get better, right? Walt, it can only get better. So I just wanted to take a moment to thank you for being my guest.
It's all work in progress.
Hey, this is the future, man. Remember the Jetsons? Yeah, man. Pretty soon you ain't gonna be able to touch nobody, so you better keep your girl close. You're gonna be able to touch with one person. They'll be like, the new COVID restriction. They'll be like, how many people have you touched? Oh, I met 3 this week. But let's hope it don't come to that, bro. Hey, man, but all the best to you, bro. I want to hear more. I want to talk more. I want to keep in touch with you, of course, man. And I really appreciate you doing it.
Oh, we always do.
It's been a wonderful pleasure knowing you. You're a gentleman and a fine person, man. I really respect and appreciate you, Walter. And anytime, man, you want to get together and blow with me, do a jam session or whatever. Once we work out this delay between systems and online, let's get together and play, man.
Do that.
That's a jazz chops for y'all. Break out on y'all. Anyway, Mr. Chancellor, everybody, that is Walter Chancellor, and I am your host, Madjef. And I promised somebody before I left that I would give out my social media again. This is me on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook, who didn't want my video running live, which has caused all kind of confusions in my life, but it doesn't matter. We are on YouTube streaming live right now. Some of my sample CDs, some of the books I have authored, and just more content, hopefully, from really cool people like yourself, man. Some of you out there watching, man. I really appreciate people just give me some feedback, get them in my comments and reactions, and let me know how things are going. This is awesome, man. I'm excited. I can't wait to do this again. Until that time, I gotta go. I really gotta go. I'm out, man. Oh, that's fire. Oh, that's fire. Don't burn yourself. Get your back up against the wall and slide out real. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Slide out.